Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you are well. I hope your day is good. This video is from Niger. There was a presidential consultation assembly that went on 28th Saturday of June. Yes, I'm told to be mentioning the date, so I try to remember a bit. This is what happened. Chad delegation was there, and also Ghanaian delegations was there. I'm sure this assembly is very, very important to the government and also to the world. I must admit, I don't know much about this consultation, presidential consultation, legislation assembly. So yes, I'm sharing it in case you see a lot of videos with a lot of views and you don't know what is going on. Just like me, I listen to it several times, but I still can't get it. Please educate me on this one. I'll be back from it. Thank you for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the government, dear colleagues of the Transitional Legislative Assembly of Burkina Faso, Mr. President of the National Assembly of Chad, Mr. President of the National Assembly of Ghana, Mr. President of the Consultative Council for the Foundation, former Presidents of the Assembly, and former Prime Minister, Mr. Governor of the Niamey region, Mr. Deputy Administrator of the City of Niamey, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the Consultative Council for Refoundation, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ambassadors and representatives of international organizations accredited to Niger, brave and dedicated defense and security forces, honorable and revered religious leaders and representatives of traditional chieftaincy, Mr. Governor of the regions, and all other distinguished guests present here today. Your presence is greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, who also serves as the distinguished head of state, His Excellency General of the Army Brahman Chani, a most sincere and exceptionally warm welcome to the nation of Niger. I would especially like to acknowledge the presence here with us at this pivotal stage in our country's political development of the Presidents of the Transitional Council of Mali, the Transitional Legislative Assembly of Burkina Faso, the President of the National Assembly of Chad, and the President of the National Assembly of Ghana. Today's ceremony thus marks a harmonization of our institutions within the Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States. Indeed, after the Republic of Mali and Burkina Faso, our country has also established a consultative institution that allows our people to participate in the management of state affairs. As in Mali and Burkina Faso, this is an endogenous approach dictated by our national situation and in line with our civilizational values. Like our brothers in the Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States, our country Niger is setting itself on the path to true independence and sovereignty, to assert itself as a dignified and free nation. This path is certainly difficult and fraught with numerous and varied obstacles, given the gratuitous and savage violence that the Sahel, especially Central Sahel, has been experiencing for more than a decade. What may seem like chaos deliberately maintained in our sub-region by those who hope to keep us trapped in outdated, one-sided neo-colonial relationships has in fact been the spark that illuminated our space, the trigger. The peoples of our three states have acted accordingly by giving their unwavering support to our armies, which have stood as a bulwark against a shameful recolonization of the Sahel. This is the moment to pay a well-deserved tribute to Army General Assimi Goïta, President of the Transition in Mali, Head of State, and current President of the Confederation, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of the Transition and head of state of Faso, and Army General Abdurrahman Chiani, President of the Republic of Niger and head of state, for the vision and self-sacrifice in the quest to restore the dignity of the African people. Since he has taken the helm of the peoples of our confederation, we have understood that in the Sahel, things will never be the same again. God willing, all around the world, new attention is being focused on the Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States. However, while admiring glances come from peoples who cherish peace and justice, the many riches with which Allah, glorified and exalted be He, has endowed us make our sub-region the object of political and geostrategic covetousness, with utter disregard for the very existence of our peoples. We see it every day. The insidious undermining of international law established at the end of the Second World War is, in this regard, a source of grave concern. The world must no longer be governed by the law of the jungle. That is why, within our confederation, we advocate cooperation in peace, solidarity, and shared development. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Advisory Council for the Refoundation, after the wise advice given here by the Minister of State, I would like to allow myself to say a few words. If one of your missions will be to give opinions on any matter relating to the national situation, you must, in synergy with similar institutions of our confederation, promote in our sub-region in Africa and in the rest of the world our vision, which is to maintain relations of cooperation with all peoples based on mutual respect, in peace, and for the benefit of all. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of Refoundation Advisor can therefore hardly be considered a sinecure. The patriotism you have already demonstrated, which guided your appointment, is a guarantee of the seriousness you will bring to the fulfillment of your inspiring mission. Therefore, with these words, I would like to officially declare the Advisory Council for the Refoundation formally established. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide your steps. May He inspire you with wisdom. May He enable you to successfully carry out this mission and bring it to a glorious conclusion for the benefit of the people. Good work and best wishes to you all on your mission. Long live free and independent Niger. Long live the Confederation of the AES. Thank you.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. After the assembly, the Ghanaian and Chad delegate went to meet our president, General Abdurrahman Chiani. So please, families, listen to that part as well, and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
In Niger, the official installation of the Consultative Constitutional Council for Refoundation was followed by the official opening of the first session of the said institution, presided over by its president, the Honorable Dr. Mamadou Haruna Diengari. On this occasion, the presidents of sister institutions from Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad, and Ghana spoke to express their support for Niger in its refoundation process. The summary by Gerard Abdulaziz. The national anthem, played in honor of the country and setting the tone for this double ceremony, was followed by the anthem of the AES and the traditional prayers led by religious leaders, both Muslim and Christian. The first part of the event, namely the official installation of the CCR, was first marked by the speech of the Minister of State, Minister of the Interior for Public Security and Territorial Administration, who, among other things, recalled the mission of the said institution.
It should be recalled that the Consultative Council for Refoundation is established by Article 68 of the Charter of Refoundation of the 26th of March, 2025. It is one of the 8 constitutional bodies.
CCR which is composed of 194 councillors led by a board of 24 members who were introduced to the audience at the beginning of the second part of the event dedicated to the opening of the institution's inaugural session. This second ceremony was marked by the roll call of the councillors, followed by the opening speech of the session by the president of the CCR, the Honorable Dr. Mahmoud Haruna Diengari.
The refoundation of a country is a difficult exercise, sometimes perilous, but always crowned with success for resilient peoples. It is to this exercise that the Nigerian people have been called since the memorable day of the 26th of July, 2023, with great determination, unmatched patriotism, unwavering resilience, and an unshakable faith in the success of this struggle for national sovereignty.
The presidents of sister institutions from Burkina Faso and Mali, countries of the Confederation of Sahel States, as well as the presidents of the National Assemblies of Chad and Ghana, friendly nations, were given the opportunity to speak. They all expressed their support for Niger in its process of refoundation.
The Treaty of the AES Confederation, signed on the 6th of July, 2024, right here in Niamey, stipulates in its Title VI that the parliaments of the member states shall hold confederal sessions. The aim is to pool our ideas, debate proposals, and compare our points of view in order to bring forth balanced and pragmatic solutions.
Thus opens the first session of the Consultative Council for the Refoundation CCR, which begins its work this Sunday, the 29th of June, 2025, with a plenary session whose agenda includes the review.
On Saturday, the 28th of June, 2025, following the official opening ceremony of the first session of the Consultative Council for the Refoundation CCR in Niamey, His Excellency General Abdurrahman Tiani, President of the Republic and Head of State, received in audience an important delegation composed of the Presidents of the Transitional Councils of the Alliance of Sahel States countries, as well as the Presidents of the National Assemblies of Chad and Ghana. This meeting was held in the protocol lounges of the Presidential Palace immediately after the installation and the first session of the CCR. The delegation was led by Dr. Mahamadou Haruna Diengale, President of the Consultative Council for the Refoundation in Niger, and included the Honorable Ousmane Bougouma, President of the Transitional Legislative Assembly of Burkina Faso, Army Corps General Maliki Diaho, President of the National Transitional Council of Mali, the Honorable Ali Koloto Chimi, President of the National Assembly of Chad, and the Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford, President of the National Assembly of Ghana. At the end of the meeting, Mr. Diengale stated that the discussions were fruitful and marked by gratitude and regional solidarity. He expressed his thanks on behalf of all participants to President Tiani for his support of the refoundation process, while emphasizing the desire to share the institutional experiences of these friendly countries for the benefit of Sahelian stability and development. For his part, the head of state welcomed the delegation warmly and asked Mr. Diengale to convey his appreciation to the friendly heads of state for their commitment alongside Niger. The meeting took place in the presence of Ali Mahamane Laminsen, Prime Minister and Minister of Economy and Finance, Major General Mohamed Tumba, Minister of State for the Interior, Public Security and Territorial Administration, Dr. Sumana Bubaka, Chief of Staff to the President of the Republic and Government Spokesperson, and Ambassador Eloy Adani, Advisor on Strategic and Diplomatic Affairs to the Presidency. The mission of the CCR, established by decree on the 23rd of June 2025, is to serve as a strategic body tasked with advising the CNSP and the government on the country's political, economic, and social directions. It brings together nearly 190 members from all socio-professional backgrounds, traditional authorities, religious leaders, representatives of the diaspora, civil society, academics, business operators, former ministers, and unions. Each thematic commission, peace and security, governance, economic development, justice, human rights, education, health, and social affairs is led by recognized experts with the aim of building a more united, resilient, and inclusive Niger. This audience marks a symbolic milestone. It seals the support of the entire Sahel sub-region for the national rebuilding process, while also paving the way for lasting mechanisms of consultation between the legislature and the executive. In short term, this dynamic should encourage the exchange of institutional best practices and strengthen cohesion around the reforms undertaken by the transitional government.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. I'm just happy that Chad and Ghana is involved in this assembly and also in the presidential affairs to advise him in a lot of things and also to take advice from him. I worked on a video about 3 days ago. I must admit I forgot the date. Hopefully it will say it in the news. It's about Chad and Niger. So let me add it to this one at once. Niger delegate or embassy has sent credential to the Chad president. For me, it's not about the credential or about them being there, but the news, the words that comes with it, that give me joy and happiness. And that's why I kept that video up to this time. Families, please listen to what they have to say. I think something is about to happen. I'll be back.
Extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador of the Republic of Niger to the Republic of Chad, Mr. Mohamed Anako, presented his letters of credence to Marshal Mahamat Idris Deby Itno, President of the Republic of Chad, at the Presidential Palace in N'Djamena. This protocol act officially marks his assumption of office and strengthens the strategic partnership between Niamey and N'Djamena. In his speech, the Chadian head of state emphasized the depth of the historical, cultural, and geographical ties uniting the two Sahelian neighbors and called for enhanced multifaceted cooperation, particularly in the areas of cross-border security, economic development, and joint management of natural resources. He praised the role of the Alliance of Sahel States, especially the role of the Alliance of Sahelo-Saharan States, and their shared ambition to promote regional stability. For his part, Ambassador Anako reiterated Niger's commitment to working towards even more dynamic and mutually beneficial cooperation. He emphasized the need to intensify trade exchanges, improve shared road and rail infrastructure, and coordinate actions to combat violent extremism and the humanitarian crisis affecting the Sahel region. The ceremony concluded with a close exchange between the two delegations, who agreed to hold an upcoming high-level joint committee meeting to define a 5-year action plan incorporating the priorities of the AES: peace, security, economic integration, and ecological resilience. This new diplomatic milestone heralds an intensified phase of synergy between Niamey and N'Djamena within the Sahelo-Saharan region.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. Yes, they promises they will be having a meeting very, very soon. But please, most importantly, please, can you educate me a bit more about what went down in Niger, the Presidential Consultation Assembly? Because I've been watching them for some time now. They have been having these meetings even before they declare General Abdurrahmani Tiani as a president, and a lot of things went down. I must be honest, I've not been sharing all because I don't understand it. I don't want to look stupid. And so when I saw this as well, I'm thinking there is something going on. Maybe somebody will educate me. So please educate me on this side. What do they do? The members, what do they do? To me, I'm thinking they just advise the president. But what else? Because it seems like it's very, very important. And this is the first assembly that they have had together. So please, you can see different nationalities there, not only Africans. Educate me on this one. Thank you in advance. God bless you all. Credit to RTV News and ORTM. I'll be back with more news on agriculture in Burkina Faso because Minister Ishmael is very happy this time. See you, my families. God bless you all.